Well, we've been talking in the last few weeks about rethinking church, and today's topic is serving. We're going to encourage you to get in the game and start serving in your local church. And I'm joined in the studio by Pastor Jared and two of his great ministry leaders and servants in the church, George and Tony. So why don't we start with this? George and Tony, what do you do in your particular local church?
I serve as a teacher in the 4th and 5th grade children's church.
And I work with the Welcome Table, and I'm George's helper in Sunday school.
Yeah, Jared, you want to say anything about, as their pastor, about how important these guys are to you as volunteer and ministry leaders?
Well, yes, we couldn't do what we do without you guys. That's how important your role is. So thank you so much for serving.
So we're going to talk about, starting with this, we're going to talk about the basis for serving. And the basis for serving in the church is the cross. Pastor Jared, why don't you unpack that? What does it mean that the basis for serving, the reason George and Tony and everyone else who serves in the local church, the reason for that is because of what Jesus did on the cross?
Yeah, so as followers of Jesus, we are following a servant. And it's important to understand that Jesus served our most important need, which was our sin problem. That he went to the cross and gave his life for us so that we could be in a relationship with him. And once we have received the gift of salvation, it is just so important. Our response is, how can we serve Jesus? How can we serve the kingdom of God?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I imagine there might be someone watching this video in the church who feels pretty darn important. You know, maybe they really know the Bible, or they went to seminary, or they're an executive somewhere. And I think it could be that person might sort of tune out this topic and say, that's not for me. Serving is for someone else. Serving is beneath me. But look at what Jesus said in Mark chapter 10, verse 43. He said, whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. Whoever wants to be first among you must be the slave of everyone else. For even the Son of Man, he's talking about himself, even Jesus came not to be served, but to serve others and to give his life as a ransom for many.
When we read about how Jesus served us, the thoughts that run through my mind is, what am I doing to be Christ-like? Mm-hmm. And it's so easy to serve. It's just a matter of putting other people in front of me. And that's what Jesus did, is he put others in front of his own needs.